right thing. Music users try go get your license. Do it. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. What? Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Yeah. Do the right thing.
Do you them have a voice here and it matters? The Family Club helps us to keep giving young people the mic. If you believe in that, join the nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon.
Hey yo, me is a youth, no in a hurry. Me love me chicken.
Who wants something really nice, thanks and please. Burger King, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Who wants something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Cheese and peas, man I like. I got to say, when me taste the new cheesy fries, just 5 bills with creamy cheese sauce. Or load it up your way, you are the boss. Everybody sing this part. Hey. Who wants something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas.
Get the new cheesy fries, limited time only at Burger King.
Are you looking for unbeatable deals this July? Then head on down to Hose Assembly and Supply Limited. It's the HAS July sale and everything must go. For the entire month of July, save up to 20% off yard sale items and get 15% off petroleum service and maintenance products. Plus, enjoy weekly giveaways all month long. Visit Hose Assembly and Supply Limited, 173 to 177 Hagley Park Road or 18 to 19 Montego Bay Trade Center. Mondays to Fridays, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Don't miss the HAS July sale. More than just hoses, more than just savings.
The Island Traffic Authority administers the provisions of the Road Traffic Act, which speaks to road and vehicular safety. The entity tests driver competence for the issuing of learner's permits and driver's licenses, in addition to testing vehicles for roadworthiness. We have 15 service hubs across the island ready to serve you. Visit our social media pages at Island Traffic Authority to learn more about our services. The Island Traffic Authority, steering safety, inspiring change.
This station raised me. It gave me a voice. And if Nationwide has ever meant something to you, come on in. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon. Cup Finals.
Brought to you by our platinum sponsors, KFC, it's finger licking good. Gold sponsors, Digicel. Powered by you, connected by us. Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Sagicor Group Jamaica, wise financial thinking for life. National Road Operating and Construction Company, developing tolled roads for national development. Barita, making money work for you. Our silver sponsor, Anybet, and our bronze sponsors, Hose Assembly and Supply Limited. Equipping Jamaica for success. Burger.
Good afternoon. It's edging closer to that time, 4 o'clock in the afternoon Jamaica time, when this powerful, heavy-hitting, all-European quarterfinal, the penultimate one of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, we're heading to Miami Gardens in the state of Florida for England against Norway, Erling Haaland against Harry Kane, two match deciders, two of the most complete number 9s in the global game, and tonight they clash, 1 on 7 goals and 1 on 6. Erling Haaland on 7, Harry Kane on 6. Both have been the decider in all their teams' matches so far this season, and we're in for one hell of a game today. It's a play to the finish, so it's a possibility where we could have extra time, and who knows, penalty as well. England, they've made 2 changes to their starting 11. Norway has made 1. It's an interesting change that Norway has made. We'll dive into those as we go along this afternoon. So we have a big game on our hands. Later on at 8 o'clock, it will be Argentina, the defending champions, and they'll take on Switzerland. So it's Europe against South America in that final one. For now, though, it's the all European clash that we're focusing on. I don't know how many of you would remember on Thursday, was it? Or maybe on Wednesday, I can't remember at the minute. Calvert Fitzgerald, one of the a member of our team here, team of analysts, we made a surprise presentation to him on air of a bottle of wine because it was his birthday. Well, legend has it that since that day, in fact, since the moment he pulled the cork, nobody has seen him. Well, I heard he's still laying down, he's still sleeping. And so we don't have him here to... Oh, yeah, okay. I'm understanding now that we have sighting of him, but he's not fit for the first game. So they're hoping that he will recover in time for the... In fact, we're not confirming that he'll be here for the Argentina versus Switzerland game, but he needs another 2 or 3 hours sleep after that bottle of wine. So, Calvert, if anybody knows you, because you can't hear me now, you're in no position to hear us. He's drinking himself. Funny. I'm just joking around with Calvert Fitzgerald. He's not here today, unavoidably absent, but he'll be here with us for the last game, Argentina versus Switzerland. So we're left with the other genius that he worked with right throughout the World Cup. And that's Owen Hill, and the man who has so many hats. If I try to name them, they'll go to extra time and penalties. I was still naming them. Owen, good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon, Wayne. I like the spirit that you're in. I mean, it's a nice, yes.
Calvert has spirit out me.
I like the spirit that you're in. I mean, I should get some of that wine that Calvert would have gotten.
Yeah. And because Calvert is not here, we've drafted in a young star out of New York. His name is Kevin Herlock. No, this guy has energy for days.
Yeah.
We were on the phone one day talking about Manchester United and Manchester City. He's a City guy.
Okay.
And so City and Arsenal has had this massive conversation over the last 4 or 5 years because we're in and out, rival and so on. So we decided to put Kevin Herlock to the test this afternoon. So we're going to have Kevin leading into the game. We're going to have Kevin at halftime. And we're going to have Kevin at the end of the game. Make sure you pass the test today, boy, young boy. All right. So we'll have him up, I think, on Zoom or somewhere. Aluk is going to get him up in a short time. As soon as we get him, we'll introduce him and drag him into the conversation. So, Owen, it's England against Norway.
Yeah.
The day this clash was confirmed, I had not slept since.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to happen to me because I want to see it.
Yeah,
and we're here today.
Yeah, it's one of those games that you definitely, as a football fan, you love to see because two tactical powerhouses, like ultimately any one of the two teams have all the muscle that can go all the way. So I think it's going to be a very interesting game, one that most football pundits pretty much love to see because of just, the kind of prowess that exists in both teams.
Right.
You mentioned Harry Kane, you mentioned Erling Haaland, two of the nation's, the world's best, number 9 players. And you definitely want to see them get goals today. So we are expecting a big goal fest.
Yes, for sure. I understand that we're now joined by Kevin Herlock out of New York City. Kevin, good afternoon. Where are you? Where are you, Kevin? We want to see Kevin. Anyway, he's on the line. Kevin, you there? No, we're not seeing Kevin. We're not hearing Kevin.
Oh, okay.
All right. So until we get Kevin up on the line or on the screen, I wish we can see him, though. All right. So we did mention 2 changes to the England starting lineup. They've brought in Noni Madueke instead of Bukayo. And John Stones comes in because Kwanzaa is unavailable. So what they've done, they've shifted Ezri Konza to the right fullback.
Right.
The first choice right fullback, Reece James, is still not recovered.
Definitely.
So they've drafted in, they've moved Ezra Konza from the center of the defense to the right back. And maybe that's the reason why they brought in Noni Madueke to assist him on that flank instead of Bukayo. John Stones is now going to partner Mark Guéhi in the center of the England midfield. What an interesting turn of events and situation in there. What about Big Burns, who came on against Mexico
Dan Burn
was like a man mountain?
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult to get Dan Burn because of the mobility that is required in a game like this. If it is that they go up, because clearly what England's biggest threat, I believe, in this World Cup is their adaptability. They've been able to tactically outmaneuver anybody that they've played. So what we're seeing now is a tactical maneuver again. So on the right side, they've always had a problem. They tried different right fullbacks. They started with Kwanzaa. There's no Reece James. Jed spent sometimes playing that right fullback position, but they've gone now for Kwanzaa, who is a natural centre-back, but also plays right. We've seen in many games when they want to close it out, they've gone to Konza going out wide. In the last game when there was a red card issued to Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa, yes.
Konza went out wide and then they brought in John Stones to stabilize. So of the centre-back pairing, John Stones is the more stable. Obviously, the elder statesman who is expected to kind of marshal the line. And I think these are really forced changes ultimately. Probably strategically when you look at Madueke coming in, they want to use him and his pace down that right-hand side rather than defending too deep. So clearly they want to get on the ball. Tuchel looks like he's going in an all-out attacking formation, expecting to keep the ball. I'm not certain if Norway is going to have that.
By the way, Harry Kane today will equal Wayne Rooney as the most capped England outfield player in football history. He has 119 appearances. Rooney has 120. And someone say, if Kane plays today, when Kane gets onto the field today, he's going to have his 120th appearance, and it will be equal to Wayne Rooney's record as England's most capped outfield player. I think David Seaman, the former Arsenal goalkeeper, is the most capped overall.
Right.
But Kane today will be 120, along with Rooney, as England's most capped outfield player. We're just talking about Noni and Bukayo.
Yeah.
It does seem, though, irrespective of what happens, Thomas likes Noni.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of his days at Chelsea when he was coach there, but he likes Noni,
Yeah.
and I think he prefers him to Bukayo.
Yeah, I think he does because he's a two-way player. And Madueke is better defensively than Saka. And I think that is really where the difference is. Going forward, both have similar traits. One is way stronger and faster. The other one is a little bit more silky, wants to cut in and hit it off the left. In this game, he has gone for Madueke. Again, probably to keep both of them sharp because you don't want anybody to be settled in their game, ultimately. But he definitely seems to like Madueke. And again, probably the instructions is you need to be defending as well as attacking. So of the two, he chose Madueke.
Yeah. I don't know, but people have also said that Bukayo, his form has fallen off. Mark Gay he starts, but I'm not sure about his physical fitness because he had to shake off. Declan also had to shake off some sort of fitness issue to get into the side. So I'm not sure how 100% fit Mark or Declan is, because there are times when at Arsenal they use Declan at right back.
Correct.
When situation called for. And in the game against Mexico, we could hear the commentators calling for Declan to go to the right back, and England made a reshuffle in the middle of the park. Let's see how they do that. For Norway, they've got a number of players. Julian Rierton, he's going to be key for them. He's really been brilliant for them all World Cup long, and he's good going both forward and defending. We saw him at Borussia Dortmund, the All Champions League a season long. He's been a real big man for them, and I just think that Ryan is gonna be a big player for Norway today. We talk about Martin and we talk about Erling, but I think Ryan also has a huge role to play for Norway today.
Yeah, it's a good point that you made. He plays on the right side of Norway, and interestingly, he now has to contend with Anthony Gordon down that left side. Pace, so it may be a difficult day in the park for him because he may have to defend more than he attacks, but he's definitely an instrumental figure in this entire setup. They play 4-1-2-3, and that gives them enough coverage at the top to probably put some pressure on the defensive unit for England. But I think it's really a tactical battle because when you look on the left side, you have Nico O'Reilly, very strong type of fullback who likes to go forward, and then you have Anthony Gordon with the pace, and then Declan, who seems to mop up most times in that middle third. So it becomes interesting, and it depends on who really controls that game, because Sarlot on that right hand side for Norway also becomes a very imposing figure.
Exactly.
Totally give the English team a chance to figure it out, but it's going to be interesting in terms of the tactical awareness and how the game plays out, especially in the first 15 minutes.
Okay, so Kevin, I heard, is back with us. Are we seeing him or hearing him? Kevin, are you there?
Good afternoon. I'm here. I'm present.
Good day, brother.
Afternoon, Kevin.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, that's Owen Hill, one of our analysts here, a member of the team that have been broadcasting the game since June 11. All right, so England against Norway. By the way, who's your team is Argentina, right?
Yes,
So
Argentina.
let's put that out there. So you play later on this evening. You play
Yes.
at 8 o'clock. All right. So England against Norway. Set up this game for us. Tell us what to expect in this. First of all, the first 45 minutes of this game. What do you expect?
Okay, England tends to start games slow. They have a knack of taking their little time breaking down teams, even underdogs. Even though they had a quick start against Mexico, if you realize the first 10 to 30 minutes, Mexico was dominant. It's just that quality prevailed in that game. Why they hit them with those 2 quick goals, and then the red card, as you know, broke their confidence. But for this game against Norway, Norway has everything to come out gunning and hit England hard. I believe Norway will win the game.
You think they're going to win it?
Yeah,
All
I
right,
think Norway is going to.
So we've already exposed you that you're a Manchester City fan, and a lot of what you've said there is banking on your Manchester City star man, Erling Haaland. Am I right?
Could I cut you? No, you have to remember, England has more City stars. That's not what I'm banking on. I'm not banking on. This is my side. That is my side. You have to remember, England, they can be hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Norway has players like Bob coming off the bench, Nusa coming off the bench, Strand Larson. They have a lot of Premier League experience in that side. Berg in the midfield also. Odegaard pulling the strings. Ayer at the centre-back position. So it's not about banking. And you know, England has a track record of messing up in big international matches all time after time after time again. So it's not banking and all. Erling Haaland, he can be stopped. If he's not unstoppable, he can be stopped. They do. England also has a starting a Hollywood 11. Bellingham, Declan Rice, Premier League champion. So it's not about a Manchester City. Remember, England has everything to lose.
Okay,
Norway
good.
has nothing to lose.
Exactly.
You're playing against a team with their shoulders down, with a generational talented number 9. He has nothing to lose. So it's him enjoying himself.
So I
That's
listen.
just more confidence.
So I listen to interest, Kevin. You just mentioned that Haaland can be stopped. You need to go to join Carlo Ancelotti's coaching staff and the other teams around the world because they can't seem to do it. Tell us how to do it.
Okay. Same, just like how Saliba. I watch Premier League. Saliba is the best fit for Haaland. Anthony Rudiger, couple seasons back for Real Madrid. You can't play man-to-man with him because that's what he wants. He's not a back-to-goal striker. He wants to be running at you. You stay on him. You can't play man-to-man with Erling Haaland. You're going to lose all day, every day. That's what Gabriel keeps doing. Gabriel wants to be this physical tussle. That's not going to work. Let him come like how Saliba does it. Stay man-to-man. Don't give him that half turn, and that's it.
Kevin, hold on. Let me find out from Owen if you're making sense.
I mean, there's some level of agreement there. I actually think that because of how powerful Erling is, it's difficult for you to actually try to close him, because when you close him, then it makes space for those, false number 9 runs. And to be honest, the team that he plays for has a lot of those players in it. I think it's going to be interesting, which is why John Stones is a very good insertion in the middle now for England, because that experience, similar to what he mentioned about Saliba, is going to prove critical. John Stones is also a Manchester City player who would have understood the type of centre forward or striker Erling is. Obviously, you probably would allow everybody else to beat you, but stay right, ensure that he goes to his weaker side, which is right. Double, create difficult opportunities and don't give them the ball. But it's not about Erling right now, if you ask me. It's about who wins the midfield. That's where the real game is going to be won, because if Odegaard and both Bergs control the game, then it becomes difficult for England. If Declan and Anderson breaks up the play, then it makes it easier. And if Jude gets on the ball early and feed both himself and Harry Kane, I think it's going to be an interesting matchup for that.
Kevin, let me ask you, what do you make of the move by Thomas Tuchel to move Ezra Konze to play right back? John Stones has not played a great deal of games this season. I'm not sure how much of the taste of the football he has had all season, but to bring him to play with Mark Guéhi at a twin centre back for England, What do you make of that? And also the move to play Noni instead of Bukayo.
Okay, for me, too, Thomas Tuchel, he's a very familiar. He likes players that he's used to. Him playing John Stones is just because he thinks John Stones know how to deal with Alan because they're club teammates. I personally don't think that's the best starting backline to deal with him. As John Stone is getting old, he doesn't have that much match fitness. Nani Madueke over Bakaya Saka. I don't know if Saka is fully fit from that injury. Maybe he's nursing his minutes, want him to be an impact player. But for me, Nano Madueke has been so lackluster. He doesn't add any impact to the game. It's the same one-dimensional, push it, lose the ball, no end product. So for me, that I don't maybe Saka is still he's nursing his minutes. But the John Stones concern the right, to me, it's kind of a makeshift backline if you ask me.
Well, it is because they do have a choice. Reece James, the first choice right back, he's not fit.
Yeah.
Konsa is out. What do? Bring Declan there and experiment with him like Arsenal does at times?
No, you can't. In a World Cup match like this, these are one-off games. I don't think you can experiment in moment because now you have to find a solution. If you move Declan to the right back, now you have to find a solution for that midfield. Remember, Odegaard's know Declan and Declan knows Odegaard. So now that's a battle right there. I train with him all day, every day. I know how he wants to play. I can neutralize this passing pattern for Odegaard. So now you put in Declan Rice at right back. Now you have to find a solution in the middle.
Yeah, so Kevin, what we're looking at is a lot of subplots on the field. So many subplots.
Yep.
And each of those subplots will be very key to the outcome of this game. How old are you, Kevin, may I ask?
I'm 24.
24? You're
Yes.
brilliant, boy. You're really good. I figure I knew you were good, 'cause we had a run in one day, and I heard that when I came off the phone, I said, "This boy put me through the ringers." You're a very good boy. Tell you what you do, Kevin. Stick around, watch the first half because we're gonna call you back at halftime, and we're gonna invite you back. You're gonna be with us right throughout the day, breaking down this game. But good start from you. Really, really like your analysis, and we're looking forward to hearing from you at halftime. All right.
Thank you.
All right,
Looking
Kevin
forward to
Hurl.
coming back.
Not a problem, bro. All right, Owen, we're going to head over now to Miami Gardens in the state of Florida. This is the Viking Roars. The Viking Roars become one of the iconic scenes of these 2026 World Cup finals, and it's in full effect over in Miami. England, with their balmy army, their players and their supporters traveling right across the Atlantic to support them in warm Miami. We're having a sighting of Erling Haaland's father, Arzi Arlon, who used to play for Manchester City as well. All right, it's time to go over now to Miami for the start of England against Norway. I think we see Kobe Mino. He's starting in England's 11, or he just walk out with the 26?
No, he just
He's walking out. Okay. All right, so let's go over now to Miami and enjoy the first 45 minutes in this penultimate quarterfinals at the FIFA World Cup between England and Norway. And we come back at halftime to have a chat about it. In Miami, 1-1 between England and Norway. England dragging themselves back into the game with just about 2 minutes to go in the half. And it's 1-1 between the two European giants. The Norwegians took the lead. Norway made one change to their 11 that came over from the round of 16. Andre Scherdelup came in for Antonio Nusa. Nusa was that same player who scored a brilliant goal against Cote d'Ivoire. Remember that wonderful strike with the right-footed effort from the left side of the field? He was the one who they left out. Simply strategic, nothing more. He's fit and ready to play. He's on the bench, actually. But the man who they brought in, Andre Scherdelup, he gave the Norwegians the lead with a cross and attempted effort to find Erling Haaland. Ended up being a brilliant goal, and Norway were up and running. The English, though, they huffed and puffed and just simply couldn't blow the Norwegian house down. Eventually they did, because England's best player at the tournament so far, Jude Bellingham, he's coming off the back of a brace in Mexico City, and tonight he's dragged them back into the game and given them a lifeline. All right, we're going to be looking back at the first 45 minutes of the game. We hope to get the youngster Nick Herlock on the line. We've got Owen Hill. He's not gone anywhere. Yeah, no New York, no Atlanta, nowhere. He's right here. Owen, 45 minutes, that I'm describing as an interesting 45 minutes. I think it was an exciting 45 minutes. It was a slow burn. As the commentator said, these two teams combined have only scored one goal in the first 20 minutes of any one of the games at the World Cup. So it was always going to be a slow burn. And it was. Even after Scherdelup's goal, it gradually, I don't even know if it came to life, but it was an interesting watch. Yeah,
interesting. It's a game of, patches, I would say, moments. Mm-hmm. And you saw where moments of brilliance from individual players really came out. Wasn't too much. You saw a lot of tactical display. From a footballing mind, you saw where Norway was very clear from the outset. They're not going to try to chase. They're going to give England, the lion's share of the possession to dominate, but they'll catch them on the counter. And you saw where there were several opportunities for Norway to go up, in that, 33rd minute onwards. They had a nice little 3-4 minute spell, but for the most part, England had the football. It was just not working out because England has zero creativity outside of the width of the park. Anthony Gordon probably being that most creative player that they have in the team right now. And it shows because a strong Norway defense, starting with Haaland at the top, they're playing, in blocks of 4 and 5s, and it's very difficult to break down. So, as you say, you saw where a moment of brilliance got them out, and I think they wanted to get back into the game before the half to actually show that, they have some ascendancy. And brilliant strike by Jude. I think, that final last-minute touch that he took just to take it away from the defender and hit it with his left, it's a very difficult goal. So I think it's two decent goals. Second one being more difficult than the first, obviously. But nothing to separate the teams, really.
I was wondering what happened to the Norwegian defense. When Jude picked the ball up from Gordon, he took 1-2 touches, and there were like 3 or 4 defenders within close proximity. Where was the closing down?
I think they were closing him down. They probably just didn't know that he would have taken that shot. Because
but why not? Why would you not?
Again, tired legs, tired minds. It's if you notice the games, it's no fluke. Most goals are scored in that first 15 minutes of the half, first 15 minute, last 15 minutes before the half, first 15 minutes at the break, last 15 minutes. So generally, at that time, they're probably thinking we can go in the half, rested a little bit, and they were just shut off.
I don't cut you. Look at this. I think Sherlock meant it, I really think he did. Yeah. Look at this replay.
No, man,
it looked as if he meant it. He saw the goalkeeper off his line and decided to go for it.
Right, well...
Look at this. Let's have a look at it again.
I'm looking... to be honest, I still think he was trying to whip it very hard around to Haaland.
But Haaland is so far away from it. It does look as if he saw Pickford off his line and decided to go for it. Look at that.
Right.
It looked deliberate to me. Haaland just reached there after the goal, the ball hit the back of the net.
It's a brilliant goal. Because
initially I thought he was going for Haaland, but no, looking at the replay, I really think he meant it. Haaland was so far away from the ball. It couldn't be for him.
Oh, okay.
It couldn't be for him. And we're looking now at the Jude Bellingham goal.
Yeah.
No, Jude gets the ball right here. Goodness.
Right, so he was going away from the goal. If you notice, he got himself in the box. That was a brilliant pass again by Gordon to dissect the defense. Jude with those late runs, I think that's where he's strongest because he keeps the ball well. So if you notice, he was going away from the goal. So I don't think the defenders did anything wrong outside of probably not closing down. Once he now started to line himself up for a shot because that was clear at the end, that final touch. But again, nanoseconds we're talking about. It's very difficult. These are world-class footballers, and I think that goal was just a brilliant goal.
Yeah, the defender was slow to close him down, I think. Now looking back, because I'm having a look at it again. Do we have Nick Herlock on the line? Not yet?
I'm here. Hello?
Oh, you're there, Nick? Wow, nobody told me you were there. Thanks, man. Listen, Nick, give us your verdict on the first 40... Sorry, give us your verdict on the first 45 minutes. Sorry, bro.
First of all, as I said before, the game started, England takes long to break down teams. They haven't had their first shot on target until they got that free kick. Norway grew into the game, keeping it tight, and when the momentum shift, they started attacking, hitting them on the counter. I think Sirlot should come off for that second half and put on Bob to add that final killer pass to Haaland because I see they got that break twice and the ball was poor into him. As I said, England is just relying on individual brilliance. For the Bellingham goal, the Norway backline did not reset. If you realize when he got that ball, everybody was scattered. Now, ball to feet, Jude Bellingham is a close dribbler. No defender. Unless you're sure about making that tackle, you're going to go to ground. So that's why nobody touched him.
Yeah.
And for the Sheldon goal, I thought he meant it.
Yeah, because initially I thought so, when I saw the replay, I said, this could not have been for Haaland. He meant it. He saw Pickford off the line and decided to go for it. Haaland reached about a second after the ball hit the back of the net, so it couldn't be for him. I think it was a brilliant goal. That ball, though, Kevin, that Jude got, yes, I agree with you. The defender scattered. Why they scattered, I don't know. Because
it was a turnover. It's a turnover.
It's on a reset. That's why nobody is ready for that. Because the momentum has shifted. That goal shifted. Now England has their back against the wall. Their back is against the wall. They can't play in a low block. They don't have a creative number 10 in the team. Bellingham he's a box to box. He's a box crasher. He's not a creative number 10. Anthony Gordon is going to do the same. As I would call him, a modern day winger. Cutting square. No dribbling, taking on a man. It's just running at them, just like Nana Madueke on the right, who hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
So, that reset, no Bellingham is running at you. That close dribbling, moving. As you know, he's hard to get off the ball in any situation.
So that ball that Anthony Gordon got, it was a turnover?
It was a turnover.
Yeah,
okay.
Turnover.
It was a turnover. And he actually, got into that channel.
Yeah, I wasn't picking it up. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, because that has been Norway's weakness against even Brazil. Brazil just, every time Odegaard turn over the ball, they're attacking numbers and then the backline don't have time to reset. That's how they played against Brazil and that's how Brazil got their chance. It was every time Brazil hit them, it was a turnover. Yeah. And that's all it is.
Kevin, just hold the line. Owen, hold the line. It's 5 o'clock. We're going to go for a break. When we come back, we'll pick this up, gentlemen.
Big league, join the league. Win a trip to Brazil, all you mean? Yeah. Big deal, meal deal, big match. Just buy KFC and win that. From now until July 20th, 2026, buy a big deal or meal deal for a chance to win a trip for 2 to Brazil. Courtesy of KFC. That's $500,000 cash from Best Dressed Chicken. 11 weekly winners score free KFC for a year. 65-inch TVs, smartphones, and more. Just WhatsApp your receipt to 876-784-7811 to enter and win big in the KFC Big League. Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58 of the Betting Gaming and Lotteries.
Growing up, Sunday dinner was always family dinner.
Families are built on memories and traditions. But with a Sagicor Bank intergenerational mortgage, you can create more. Partner with any family member to purchase a home. Mummy, son, sister, cousin. Get up to 45 years to repay, solar funding, and a $2 million line of credit. Sagicor Bank's intergenerational mortgage makes home ownership easier. Visit sagicor.com to apply today. Conditions apply.
There's nothing sweeter than coming home to your loved ones, but one bad decision on the roadway can change everything. It's not just about debts. Some never walk again. Some can't work. Families are left struggling to care for loved ones and pick up the pieces. Jamaica, let's slow down on the road. Your life means everything to the ones who love you. A message from the Island Traffic Authority.
Jacob, creators join Jacob, creators join Jacob. If you write, compose or publish, guess what? Copyright every word, no lose up on cash. Money. Play by the rules, Jacob. I tell you that a simple 1-3 Jamaica. Guess what? Just do the right thing, do the right thing. What? Do the right thing, do the right thing. Yeah. Do the right thing, do the right thing. Music users try to get your license. Do it. Do the right thing, do the right thing. What? Do the right thing, do the right thing. Yeah. Do the right thing.
We all have people we check on. With Rely On from Hawkeye, they can check on you too. Get alerts from your loved ones, share your location, and connect instantly to Hawkeye's 24-hour emergency response service. Whether you're at home, working late, or on the road, help is always within reach with voice-activated panic alerts. Call 926-HAWK or visit us online today. Rely On Hawkeye, securing what matters most.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM's FIFA World Cup 2026 coverage. This broadcast is proudly brought to you by our FIFA World Cup sponsors, KFC, It's Finger Licking Good, Digicel, powered by you, connected by us, Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you, Sagicor Group Jamaica, Wise Financial Thinking for Life, National Road Operating and Construction Company, developing tolled roads for national development, Barita, making money work for you, Anybet, your best bet, Hose Assembly and Supply Limited, equipping Jamaica for success. Burger King, have it your way. Multilink, fast, secure, everywhere.
So welcome back to our coverage of England versus Norway. It's a penultimate quarterfinal at the FIFA World Cup. It's in Miami. It's sweltering Miami. And it's 1-1. Jude Bellingham and Andre Scherdelup, the goal scorers on the day so far. Scherdelup coming in for Antonio Nusa in the Norway team, the only change they've made. And Bellingham, of course, has started all of England's game. He's England's best player so far at the World Cup. But England, they've made two changes. They brought in Noni Madueke for Bukayo, and they've brought in John Stones and switched Ezra Konzi over to the right and brought in Stones to play with Mark Gay at the heart of England's defence. So England almost going 2-1 up. Harry Kane just caught offside with just about midway added time in the first half. So it's 1-1 at the moment, and the players, I'm sure, are getting ready to get back out onto the field. So Kevin Herlock over in New York. Kevin, let me ask you, would you make any change for either team coming out to the second half?
Second half for England, it would be Saka for Nani Madueke, because I don't think he's adding next to nothing to the game. Mm-hmm. And for Norway, Sørloth for either Strand Larsen or Bob. Bob is gonna add more flair. That's a whole new problem for Nico O'Reilly. I know he played for Man City. He's not the best defender against a tricky, close dribbling winger. It's going to give him a lot of problems. No, that's a new problem for England. And then, Nusa coming onto the field. He has been tremendous this World Cup.
Oh, you'd bring back Nusa, but who will bring him for? Because Scherdelup has scored now.
Sure. No, it's not because he has scored.
So like for like, you'll take him off?
Like for like, yeah.
Okay, cool. I like that Bob change. I think Bob would create a great deal of problem. I can't get my head around the City thing for you, Yeah, I really can't, because, but you've been brilliant so far, Kevin, to be honest with you. All right, let me ask you now, Owen, what would you do coming out for both teams? Would you make any changes either way?
Well, I wouldn't make any changes right now. I'd probably give them a next 10-15 minutes. But if you're England, you have to move the ball quicker.
Mm-hmm.
You're clearly dominating possession. They're conceding that much and, trying to get you on the counter. So I would say move the ball quicker. I'd say get Bellingham between the lines because that's important. That's where he plays best. And then ensure that you get more service to Kane. I mean, I'm not seeing a lot of crosses coming into the box and, Kane has to be dropping deep to actually get the goal. So it's going to be difficult. So if you're England, you have to do that. Madueke needs to get the ball across. And obviously, O'Reilly probably once he gets across half line, he's now putting it into the space.
Yeah.
For Norway, obviously, you need to get Haaland on the ball. He has been a non-factor in the game so far. You notice he's a step or two behind. And then you have to protect the middle of the park. You can't give up the middle of the park, and I think they've done well so far.
The backouts on the field. Let's head back to Miami now. way. England advanced to the World Cup semi-finals, and they've beaten the Norwegians by 2-1. They did it the hard way because they had to come from behind with a pair of goals from the best player for England at the World Cup so far, Jude Bellingham. He's really, really had a fantastic World Cup. He's not just only England's best player at the World Cup, he's one of the best players at the World Cup at the moment. And as you heard the commentators say, he's the first player since 1986 with Diego Maradona, the first player to score back-to-back braces in the knockout round of the World Cup. And of course, Argentina did it against the same England. And then in the semi-final, well, they did it against England in the quarterfinals with Maradona with the hand of God and then that goal of the century. And then he did it against Belgium with Jean-Marie Pfaff in goal, Jans Kooliman and all those top players. And Enzo Schiffer was on the Denmark team. So Argentina beating Denmark and England with Maradona getting a pair of goals in those two games. So now Jude Bellingham, the second man to do. So Bellingham is really, really having a fantastic World Cup, Owen Hill. I don't know. I think Norway let this one slip. I think they were in charge for most of the game and for large parts of the game then. And just lost it.
Yeah, I think they were beaten by a better team. I think England was way more structured and disciplined. I keep saying England's best threat is how adaptable they are. I think they make, for the game itself, they make whatever is required, those in-game adjustments. And I think Tuchel and his men, I think they've found a way to become a tournament team. Normally, England in this kind of predicament would have been out.
Yes.
In previous, installments of the World Cup, but I think today they proved. The game last that they played against Mexico, and then this game has proven that these players are willing to
suffer for this
one. Put their bodies on the line. They're actually, willing to grind it out, because at no point this game was one for the ages where you wanted to watch. It really was a scrappy affair. For the most part, it was very tame, but again, brilliant moments by brilliant players. Jude Bellingham stepping up and showing why he's the next heir to the throne.
Yeah. On the two England goals, though, and credit to Jude Bellingham, you've got to be there to score them. But for me, the Norway defense reacted very, very slowly on both goals. Had they reacted quicker, who knows?
Yeah, the first one was a little harder to stop, because again, like I tell you, he had that second or that third dribble and then, fired a low one past the keeper with his left foot. But the second goal, I think, the goalkeeper really erred. He wanted to, I guess, gather the ball one time rather than parry it wide or something like that. In cases like that, they tell you as a goalkeeper, ensure that you get the ball outside of the danger area, which is away from goal. So he actually parried the ball back into in front of goal. And again, Jude does it all the time. He's a number 10 player. He arrives late most times, but he's quicker to the ball because the reaction from the defenders are slower. So you saw that he did that. He was pouncing consistently. And I think he deserved those 2 goals.
Kevin Harlock is still with us. Kevin?
Yeah, I'm with you.
How what's your verdict? What's your insight? Give me an insight into what you gleaned from what happened just now.
My insight is just a game of moments, and one team having players that are for the big moments, used to the moments. For me, it's Norway's coaching. I think a bigger coach for this team. They're through to the semi-finals all day. Things they were doing on the ball. Odegaard, he's such, I don't know. For me as a number 10, he's so indecisive. He wants to do too much, and then the too much he doesn't lead to anything, because it's a game where Norway are in on goal. Poor pass. Odegaard has it to have a quick counter, holds up the play too long. You see Bob come on trying to affect the game. He's outspreading himself wide. Odegaard turning left, turning right. And it's not, I would say, Norway, the moment was too big for them. It becomes a time where, we need to get the ball in the box. We need to do this, we need to do that. The time is running now. You can see it was a game of tired legs. Bellingham's second goal, that's a game of tired legs. They reacted slow. Playing for 100 minutes is not easy against teams that these are Premier League players, Champions League finalists. playing 60 odd games a season compared to Norway, where we have 3 or 4 players that are playing like that through the rough and tough, the nitty gritty of the game. So for me, it wasn't saying that England is adapted, they're just built better for the moment, and Norway wasn't up for it. They gave up hope. As you can see, Alan gave up hope. I watch him for City. If you watched him in that Premier League title race against Bournemouth, that equalizer he scored was a moment of he knows that City can do it. He never fully believed that Norway had it. He's playing with his shoulders down. For me, that's my analysis on the game.
Yeah, I think you're spot on, Kevin. In fact, I want to attack the point you made about Martin Odegaard. I just said it to Owen. This guy holds the ball too long and thinks too much. He doesn't allow the game to come to him. He keeps the ball and he does nothing in the end, as you rightly say. He tries to do a lot of things and does nothing. And I think he affected the Norway play today.
I'm telling you, the simple players. He has 2 players in quick ball foot to Bob. Move. He doesn't do that. He wants to turn left, turn right, turn it back. You don't need to do that. England set. England, when you give a team to set, when they're out of position, the England defenders are out of position. A quick 1-2, now they're scrambling, they're all over the play. You going to then after now the last minutes of the game, those long balls, England wants it all day. That every defender wants long balls into the box. Yeah. All day, every day. That's what they feed on. So for me, it wasn't that England adapted. It was more of a situation that Norway weren't big enough for the moment. Was bigger than them. The moment grew on them. They started getting nervous. They were making too much wrong, indecisive plays for me. That's
and Owen, while Kevin is of the view that Norway with a different coach tonight would have gone through to the semi-finals, on the converse, Thomas Tuchel's changes have been spot on. He's been well with it. We watched him work his magic in the cauldron of the Azteca last week, Sunday, when he brought on Dan and he brought on Jeb. Tonight he did the same. But then the other players that he brought on, he's thinking the game and making the right moves.
Yeah, in-game adjustments. And, that's what we mean when we say adaptability. You have to be clear about what is working, what is not working. It started with his right back. You obviously noticed that Reece James had the opportunity to play, but he just didn't want to play him at right back. He wanted a more solid defensive player that you wouldn't be going at, and there's the possibility of getting in behind. And he has been extremely effective with the changes. I think coming into the game, you saw that the second half he brought on Saka, he brought on Eze, and it affected the game, in that moment. But the truth is, it was a very tough game. Both teams actually nullified each other in large parts of the game. It came down just to individual brilliance. You found that Hurricane was a no factor in this entire game, similar to how Haaland was a no factor. So the players cancelled out each other. Individual brilliance is really what mattered most. And then those mistakes, those costly mistakes, again, big time players show up in big moments, and I think that's what happened.
And Kevin, the 2 main protagonists, Kane and Haaland, were literally ghosts tonight. They were missing. But goalkeeper now, it was a tale of 2 weekends because he was so brilliant against Brazil. He kept Brazil out, and then tonight he looked as if he was not supposed to be in the squad. Kevin?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. You talking bro. That was, I guess, for me, maybe he had his shine against Brazil. It was a different moment. They were playing more freely. As I said, that was a tired save. That was just him be like, wow. Because he was crying at the end because he knows it's a mistake. Then you see, he flipped on after that mistake because look at those, the parries of saves he made against Saka.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He switched on. Yeah, he switched on. He's like, I let my team down. No, I can't allow for another goal. Then you see in the last minute, he threw the ball. Jedspin get it. It was just tired minds. They were mentally drained, physically drained.
How much further can England go, Kevin?
I see them as they can go to the finals. They can go to the finals. That's it. I don't see this England team winning the competition. Against who is left? If it's Spain in the final, then yes, I see them win. But if it's France is too major of a power. They're too good. France is like a prime Barcelona, prime Real Madrid, or prime Manchester City, or prime Arsenal. They're too good. There's no team stopping them. The only thing that stops France is themselves.
All right.
And I don't even know how they can stop themselves.
Not even that they can do. So what I'm hearing from you is that England will beat either Switzerland or Argentina. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not the question you asked.
Well, I'm asking you now.
No, I'm always Argentina. Argentina are going to the finals. You said you tell how far I think they can go.
All right, so let me ask you this last one now. Who do you think is going to win the World Cup?
Okay, Argentina.
France is too good. France is prime Barcelona. France is prime.
No.
How are they going to beat a prime Barcelona?
You hear what I just said? Prime Barcelona still loses game. All the prime
Kevin, that was brilliant of you to come back. Listen, that was brilliant of you. I know you too well. You know what? We're going to have you back more times before this World Cup is over. You deserve to be on this set, brother. You're insightful. And I think you're brilliant at breaking down these things. And we need you back. We're going to need you on Tuesday. We're going to need you on Wednesday. We're going to need you before. It's a pity you didn't come on earlier. Yeah? Because I've two people at least have been telling me that they like how you sound. And I think you're spot on. Yeah? The only mistake you make is when you call prime France, but say Argentina's going to be there. But it's fine. We'll get that one. Don't worry about it. Kevin, thank you so much. You're here.
Thank you.
Could we call you back for the Argentina-Switzerland game at 7:30? Sure. All right, we're going to be back, and we want you to come back. That time we'll have our full complement of analysts in the thing. Thank you so much at last minute, though, Kevin. We'll be linking you back in another 30 minutes or so to build up to Switzerland-Argentina, all right?
Thank you very much. All
right, that's Kevin Herlock from New York, a youngster who understands football and knows how to break down the game. Really, really sound good. Owen, we're going to get out of here now because we're going to get a bit of break, 30 minutes or so before we get back here to build up to the defending champions Argentina against the Switzerland. And that game is set to kick off at 8 o'clock tonight. So congratulations to England, the third semi-finalist of the World Cup, behind France and Spain. We've got to fill out the bracket a little later tonight. Will it be Argentina? Will it be Switzerland? We'll know in a matter of hours. So come back with us at 7:30 as we build up to that massive game tonight to see who will play England in the other semi-final. All right, so let's do that and get back here at 7:30.
Nationwide 90 FM has just presented action from the 2026 FIFA World Cup Finals.
Brought to you by our platinum sponsors, KFC, it's finger licking good. Gold sponsors, Digicel. Powered by you, connected by us. Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Sagicor Group Jamaica, wise financial thinking for life. National Road Operating and Construction Company, developing tolled roads for national development. Barita, making money work for you. Our silver sponsor, Anybet, and our bronze sponsors, Hose Assembly and Supply Limited, equipping Jamaica for success. Burger King.
Beat the heat with Fontana Pharmacy and ATL. From now until August 15, 2026, spend